Hmm. Good morning, all of you. We'll continue with the communication system because I think it needs a lot of time for you to digest. So first, today I'll start the communication system today and most probably tomorrow. Then after that, we'll go for resolving part of it. Instruments like telescope, microscope, simple microscope. Already we have discovered everything diffraction. The application of diffraction is what? The resolving power. The reason. So I'll start the communication system. So you have to go back to the little bit about the semiconductor physics, some small ideas and EM waves, what all discussed. No, those things we are going to apply it. Okay, this will be our topics today: communication system, modes of wave propagation, need for modulation. If you check the books, no, so almost every book what happened, they started first with the introduction, the block diagram of communication system overall. So what do you mean by communication system? So first of all, what do you mean by communication? Like, especially we are discussing about the electronic communication system. So it's like a first what do you mean by communication will define the word because this will be very often I'll be using it. So it's like a the transfer of information from one place to another place. Transfer of information from one place to another place. What is the information? So what is the basically information means here? Information means speech, music, video. Nowadays we call text, images, everything will come into picture. What we discuss is only speech and video, speech and music here, our syllabus. If you go for the television broadcasting, will be video. And if you go for email, SMS, they'll come text. And if you look at the modern WhatsApp, no, so images all will come. This one. So we are just somewhere looks like 70, 80 years back where the radio communication. So these two will be different, will correspond for radio communication. So what is the radio broadcasting? So different types are there. First, radio broadcasting. Example, amplitude, AM, amplitude modulated. I think I'll write like a we'll make a block diagram. First, in the radio broadcasting. What is this? Amplitude modulated. Amplitude spelling. Okay. Amplitude modulated broadcast. Amplitude modulated wave broadcasting. So then next year, frequency modulated. So what includes radio? Only speech and music. FM, will you also see video? Only you're going to hear the voice as well as music, no? There. Will you see any images, text? Nothing is there, no? That's what happens in the frequency. In short, it is called as AM wave, AM broadcasting. This is called as FM broadcasting. Then again, the broadcasting we have speech, television. If you look at the television, so what all is included? Everything, no? Nowadays. Nowadays, everything is there in television. What happened? We are able to see the speech, music, video, text, images. Everything is brought here. Total information. Then next again, if you look at the male, SMLs, males, that one. So here, what is this? What is this? There's a text, that one, text broadcasting will say. So what are the examples of this? This will be SMS, then males. In the males, again, the images also will be there. Okay, fine. So these are the okay, this will be text, broadcasting, SMS will be mail. So we are, our syllabus is only, we are going to discuss amplitude, modulation, broadcasting, only FM, just a theoretical idea, not there for syllabus also, just like comparison we're going to do. All this not needed here, that one. So television, all that, there's a higher things. Okay, let's not go for that. So we'll come for this amplitude modulated wave we are going. So before that, what is that overall communication system, what it is made up of? So I'm discussing only our syllabus is what amplitude modulation. So I'll begin like this. In syllabus, the remaining all open, we are not going to focus on that one. Okay, don't bother that. Okay, first the communication system, what actually it will be. So let's radio broadcasting we are discussing. No? So therefore, I will start with a person. So there'll be a mic. So here, what do we get? The person will speak. So what that mic does, it will convert mechanical sound wave so there's a sound wave which will propagate this one. So what mic does, it will convert mechanical sound wave. When the person speaks, mechanical sound will come. That when goes and strike will be converted into the AC signal. And that AC signal through a wire, it will be connected to a first an audio amplifier. Do you remember audio amplifiers? Made up of transistor, audio amplifier. Why audio amplifier? Because so here what happen, I'll get a signal. The signal will be of order millivolt. This is called like a audio signal. Baseband or message signal. So what is the frequency? This will be 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz. No, so and this is a mechanical and this is a AC signal, message signal, or it's a AC signal which carries information. This is what like, and how it will be in the form of electrical signal, and what is of order few millivolt. Okay, first before that, what do you mean by audio range? Because we'll be using this 20 Hz to 20 kilo. So what mic does, it will convert mechanical sound wave into electrical AC signal. That's what the duty of mic. Okay, clear this one. So first, what is audio range? 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz. Then the speech, what is the range of speech? So most of the human speech, what we have, it will range from 20 Hz to 5 kilohertz. Then music, it will be ranging almost from you can put it 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. This what happens here. The speech what we speak now, 20 hertz to 5 kilohertz. Suppose if you're speaking at even 6 kilohertz possible, on an average, I'm putting that one. 5 kilohertz means clarity will be more, higher frequency. 100, 200, 300, clarity will be less. Like that, even the audio range, the speech and music, there's no like anything from 20 to 20. So I'll construct musical instrument where frequency is more than 20 kilohertz. You can't hear it because that's the audio range, no, what we can call, where it's audible things for you. Then what mic does, first the mic will go for property of mic. It converts mechanical into electrical AC signal. And what is the strength of this? Very low of order millivolt. I'll give to audio amplifier. So since amplifier used to increase the strength of audio signals, I'll call this as audio amplifier. Okay, from this, it is given to modulator. So the signal after getting amplified, audio signal will be there. So then I'll take an high frequency signal. So this is called like a carrier wave or anything. So this is an audio wave or audio signal, or this is also called as modulating signal. Okay, fine. So this will be given this one. So what this modulator will mix up these two. So shall I say this is the speech audio signal means immediately open. This is the information, song, music, anything. So nearby you write it song. This has to be of low frequency. How much? 20. And this of higher frequency. High frequency carrier wave. This can be of 20 kilohertz, 1 megahertz, 200 megahertz, anything. But this should be the frequency of much audio signal, 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz only. Carrier can be of anything we can pick up. Modulator. What this will do? What this modulator will do will see that this information will be embedded in the carrier. What do you mean by that, sir? We are not getting. How do we can put? Please, those who have entered class, please mute it, no? Mute and then enter into the class. After entering, please mute it. Don't sit like that only. Almost 10-15 students I'm muting. The first 10-15 minutes now I have to concentrate on muting. Please all enter into class. Try check it your button. No, please mute it. Okay, this is about the audio signal, modulating signal. So what is this? I think let's do one thing. What is this audio signal? Carries information like I wrote song. Okay, now all of you, I think you're aware of the greeting card. The greeting card. So what actually happens in the greeting card? Okay, this is the envelope will be there, no? And first this will be a greeting card. Okay, then I'm going to send greetings to my wife. So I'll write it. Dear wife, okay, how are you? What about when you'll come back? I'm missing you a lot. I think this is the information, no? What will write it? How are you? When you will come back? I miss you a lot. I think these are the technical, emotional words nowadays we use very commonly. No, this is the, so tell me like, what is the information? My feelings, no, my emotions. And what I'm doing, I'm converting that in the form of text, and that I'm writing on the greeting cards. Okay, clear this one. Now, shall I directly give this to courier? Everyone will read, no? Everyone will read. So therefore, what I do, I'm going to put this in envelope. I'll put in envelope. So this is the envelope. Now, this is the audio signal or modulating signal, what you can call, and there's a carrier. So tell me, like, who will carry that greeting card? This envelope only. The similar way, what happened? What I'm going to do is like I'm going to put this envelope in that one. After putting this, then it will appear like this. Now, what this envelope carries now? This envelope carries that greeting card. So the greeting card where it is now it will be. So shall I say that this is called like this particular putting up of greeting card, which this is the information, audio signal or information. What is the envelope? Envelope is just a carrier, no? This one. This process of putting the greeting card in envelope is called as modulation. And now what we have? Envelope with greeting card, or envelope carries the information. So this called like a modulated wave. This called like a modulating signal. There's a carrier. This called like a modulating signal. So what is again? There's a AC signal, but it's a greeting card carries information. So the information which carries the signal which carries information, I'll call modulating signal, message signal, or AC signal. Okay, getting these terms are message signal or a signal or baseband or message signal. So different books, they use different terms, often confusion for you, often confusion. So I'm just writing everything, audio, model. What is the audio? The song. I wrote somewhere here. So if you're not getting the song in the form of electrical signal is nothing but we call audio modulating baseband message or that AC signal, whatever you want to call that one. That is what the information that this greeting card I'm going to put in envelope, the envelope is carry that one. This process of putting greeting card in envelope is called as modulation. Now what we get? Modulated carrier wave. This envelope contains greeting cards. Similarly, what happened? The envelope contains greeting card. So same thing here. The carrier now contains. So what is the carrier? So now the carrier, what happened, contains this one. So look at this. The amplitude of carrier, no, the amplitude of carrier is varying. I'll draw it in proper way. And what we are doing, the amplitude of carrier now will vary as that of modulating signal. No? So I have modulated it. So this will be given to now high frequency amplifier. Why high frequency? This is a high frequency. Now this will be given to antenna. What is antenna? We just show like this here. So after that, we'll get a signal here. Roughly that one. So and here the signal will be given to antenna. What antenna does? When any AC signal passes through antenna, it converts AC signal into EM wave. Will I agree this? I think now we have some better picture of EM wave. Okay, there's a E bar, there's a B bar, and here is what the wave will propagate. So what antenna does? Converts. I think Mike got on, so I'll introduce the antenna. What is the antenna? Converts AC signal to already I discussed in EM wave chapter. When you pass through that particular rod, no, there because of that retardation of the charge particle or the acceleration of charge particle. So then electrical signal, the electrical energy will be converted into electromagnetic. That's what the antenna does. Converts AC energy to electromagnetic energy or AC signal to EM wave or vice versa. Instead of this E bar, B bar, you can show wave like a wave front. It's left you. This EM wave, now what happens? This is called as a medium or called as a channel. It will propagate in air. or in atmosphere, anything can be that one. Agree? So it starts propagating. So now this called a channel medium, a particular thing. So now as it propagates, then this everything is called a transmitting station. So what I put it here, transmitter, because we have transmitted. Example, the FM station, it's a transmitter, that one. So now we are sitting at home and we do listen for our radio signals. So they will propagate some distance, no? And that particular medium in which they propagate is called a channel. Medium or called as a channel, that one. Now here what happened, there are lot of interference. I'm using word interference or disturbance. The noise will get added up. So I'll introduce something noise. So what do you mean by basically a noise here? So it's a signal which will be of audio range, and the noise will be there's nothing called like anything that one. So it will be very random. It will be varying. So from where this noise will come, by all the sources. Here also the mic will add some noise when you're amplifying some noise. When electrons move through a wire, that called a white noise. So it will be generated. Transistor, when current is flowing through transistor, resistor, capacitor, connecting wires, everything, everywhere the noise will get added up. Even when doing this modulation operation, then high frequency amplifier, even when current is flowing through the antenna, noise. And again, when the wave is propagating, the atmosphere will add noise to this one. So like that, in every part of communication, one of the other form of noise will get added up. So what is a noise? No, noise is an unwanted AC signal that gets added to communication system in every mode or in every step. I'll write it everywhere. Like the mic also, what is the duty of mic? It should convert the sound wave to AC signal. Along with that, there'll be a particular thing. I think now you are listening, you are getting some noise here, no? I think when I'm speaking and some background noise is getting generated. So is I'm generating? No, I'm just speaking. From where it has come? Maybe it is from my mic or the laptop inside, or due to the internet cable, or maybe you are in your mobile or laptop, the headphones, or in your laptop. It can be anything. So that's why I'm using noise cancelling headphones. In spite of that, what happened now, there's no problem with my headphones. Maybe from my laptop. No, in fact, I'm using USB noise cancelling. So then from where it is coming from and if you're also using, everyone is having same common problem. Everyone is having near means maybe the internet connectivity is adding that particular noise or the Zoom software. So everywhere what will happen, the noise will get added up. And what is your the design? The design should be such that it should be minimized here. We can't tell me it should be minimized here. It's unwanted signal. Everywhere it gets added up here. And you see that the frequency amplitude is totally unpredictable. How is our voice? Our voice will vary in one particular order like this. To this, if you add noise, no, you get a lot of disturbance. I think you might have seen televisions or especially FM station. Once you start going away from the range, then you can get a noise very clearly. No, I think in FM, I think if you have most of you in mobile, no, today you can try that. So 1999 megahertz they give frequency. Once you move away from 99, make it 88 point or 99.1, 99.2 like that. As you start moving away from that frequency, allotted frequency, you can see that some noise will get added up. That's what I mean to say. No, an unwanted AC signal it is that gets added to communications in every step here. Even here also channel. Here from where the atmosphere, the wind will blow, the distortion that will get added up here. Even the electromagnetic when propagating, the AC signal will get added up to this one. Okay, fine, this one. So because of that, what happened? The noise, because of noise, everything, the amplitude of this EM wave keeps on decreases. Ideally speaking, it should not happen, but practically what happen due to the EM wave will be absorbed by the medium, especially of this radio frequencies. So as it propagates, the amplitude decreases. The process of decrease in amplitude is called as attenuation. The amplitude of EM wave decreases as it propagates due to losses. That losses are many things. Let's not bother here. This particular process called as the attenuation. The decrease in amplitude of EM wave as it propagates due to losses is called as the attenuation. So it gets attenuated. So as the wave propagates, it gets attenuated. Attenuated means the amplitude decreases. Amplitude decreases, strength will decrease. Then, so what happens? The signal, if it is of weak signal, we cannot hear it properly. If I decrease volume and if I speak at very, very low volume, then you can hardly hear it. It's not that intentionally I'm attenuating. I'm decreasing volume. Like that, what happened? During transmission, generation, and receiving, what happened? The signal will get attenuated. Who will absorb this? The medium, this particular wires, they'll get heated up, no? When current flows, I square R losses, all that are responsible. In transmitting station also, though we are transmitting, some energy will be lost here. Antenna, what happened? It should generate. Even the antenna made up of copper wire, so it will also be generated. So I'll give 100 watt, in which what happened? 90 watt it transmit. Where the 10 watt gone will be taken by the antenna itself. I square R losses. So that everything what happened is comes under category of attenuation, but we are more bothered about than the medium or the channel when it is propagating from FM station to the wave till your mobile. That medium will absorb that energy. That is called like attenuation. It is used very specifically for that purpose. This is about the transmitting station. So in the receiving station, what will happen here? Transmitting receiving station, or it just called as receiver. Who is the receiver? If you are hearing to mobile, so if you are using to FM songs, everything, no, your mobile is called like now a receiving station or a receiver it become. What all it contains? The first thing, it should have an antenna. It should collect the waves. So how the wave, this will be EM wave. This EM wave, when it comes and strike the antenna, it will convert that into AC signal. So since it has propagated larger distance, so most of the energy will be very less. So therefore, I will give this to high frequency amplifier. So what it does, it will increase the strength of the signal. Then this will be given to demodulator circuit. Demodulator. What do you mean by demodulator? Okay, I sent a now message to my wife. No. So what she should do? She should collect that envelope. Okay, that antenna, that one. So my wife, what happens? She will open that envelope. Tell me what is information? Is the greeting card, what I written information, or the envelope? What she should do? She should throw this envelope into dustbin and she should read the greeting card here. So the demodulator, same thing does. What it will do? It will remove the greeting card from the envelope. It will process the information. So the demodulator circuit, what it does? It will, so here what it does? It will extract only the information. What is the information? The information is this one. No longer that AC signal with it, so it will be like this, better. Okay, don't show that red color one. There's an audio signal. Or that envelope is what? The red color carrier. Inside that, what happened? There is a greeting card is there. So I should take the greeting card envelope, I'll put in dustbin. Okay, then after this will be given to audio amplifier. Then this will be given to, okay, loudspeaker. Here what I'm getting an AC signal. Let's see that one. And what it converts, it will convert this into a sound wave. Now, what loudspeaker it converts? AC signal to AC signal to sound wave. Okay, there's all process. There's a receiving station here. Demodulator means what it does, it will collect back the audio signal from the modulated wave. Okay, I agree this. So now there's a, again here there's a channel or medium where the wave propagate. Now, what do you mean by a range? I'll be using word. There's everything I'll call as a transmitter. And there's a receiver, no? The distance from the transmitter to the receiver is called as a range. The distance, that one, it can be few kilometers to few hundred, or even it can be few thousand. Suppose a FM station, it will be a few tens, few 10, 40, 50 kilometer. If the television, it will go up to even 1,000 kilometers. Then if it's a long distance communication, then you go up to several thousand kilometers here. Or extraterrestrial communication, it will go up to several thousand or several lakhs kilometer. So this is the medium or channel. It can be anything. Now how the wave, the signal will get transmitted. So there are many methods are there. No, I can use what are the medium. Here what happen, I am choosing a system, the atmosphere. The atmosphere of the earth is a medium which will transfer. I can also use the ground. So what are the channels? Channel, it can be channel. What it can be? It can be atmosphere of earth. Next, who can be that one? Surface of the earth. Then I can use the like atmosphere of earth, surface of the earth. We can use coaxial cable. Will agree this? So these are the different things available for us. Atmosphere of earth means ionosphere. Ionosphere layer. Surface of the ground. Coaxial cable, all of you know, I think cable. Now what you get that the sorry, dish cable, what we call, or the telephone cable, or the for internet what we are using, no, that's what the coaxial cable, that one. Or we have fiber optic cable. So these are the different channel or medium through which what happen, that particular wave I can make it to propagate here. Then this one, so if I use the surface of the earth to transmit the signals from one point to another point, that will become ground wave propagation. Got this idea? Then if I use ionosphere layer of the earth, then that I'll call skywave propagation. Then if directly the signal radiated by the antenna, if it directly goes here, then that will become a ground wave propagation. Then it will become line of sight propagation. So now what are the types of communication we discuss? I think better to, yeah, well, I'll give one good diagram so that what we are going to study will be easy for you. So I'll be using the transmitting station. So it will have antenna. This is a receiving station. Then what are the different types of communication? So there's a earth atmosphere. So the one mode, I can send a rays, they'll get reflected. Or I can send directly a rays from one antenna to another antenna. Or I can also send a rays Okay, here ionosphere, here what will happen, the line of sight directly from one antenna to another antenna, then the rays will go to one layer of the atmosphere of the earth, get reflected, and this is a ground. Or we can also do one thing, we can connect it directly cable, no, from here to here. These are the various modes are there, no? So what will be our discussion? The types of propagation, types of wave propagation. In the first one, what pen I'll go for ground wave propagation, where the wave will propagate on the surface of the earth. Got the idea, no? So this, I'll be using the range. So range means the distance from the transmitting to receiving station. How far the wave can propagate. When I say the channel, medium, so immediately those words should flash here. Now, if you look at the NCERT, one more word he has brought it. What is that? He is saying that transducer. So what is the transducer? Which converts energy from one form to another form. Tell me, like, where all transducers are there? Shall we call mic as a transducer? It will convert sound to AC signal. Agree this. Then we do have amplifier also, which will convert DC to AC. Then come for this again here. Even this amplifier also convert DC energy to AC energy. What about antenna? Converts AC signal to EM wave. Got this? So what all we have? Mic, amplifier, and antenna. Then at the receiving station, the antenna will convert the EM wave to AC signal. So there's also transducer. Again, amplifiers are there. Then again, we have loudspeaker, which will convert the AC signal to the sound wave. So therefore, what are the transducers? Good example of transducer, which converts energy from one form to another form. Here in our discussion, it is mic, antenna, even the amplifier. Or shall I add more things? The bulb. What bulb will do? Will convert electrical to heat energy, no? And the heat energy will convert into light energy. Like that, we do have transducers. Our entire world, our whole world, what will revolves around transducer only. Our skin, what skin will do? Will convert light energy into the heat energy. I think we have various forms now. It's all about this transducer only. Like what we discussed, mic, antenna, amplifier are transducer. But in general, if you start going, no, good examples, this screen, what all I'm now, this writing pad, what you have, vacuum pad, what I'm having. So what it does, here I'm using EM wave technology. So what all is scribble and so electromagnetic technology that is used here and that will be transferred. And the screen, good example, which will display things using electrical energy. So like this happen, everything is a transducer here. Nothing is that one. What all you see, it's everything is a transducer. Even your home building, what it does, it will convert light energy into heat energy. It will warm up. Fine. So which converts energy from one form to another form. In our discussion, what we are doing, mic, antenna, amplifier. This is something very important. Possibility of asking in mains. Which are all transducers? You'll ask you. You'll give block diagram. You'll ask you which are all transducers. First, we'll start with the ground wave propagation. It's just like a story. Huh? You don't have anything to bother here. So ground wave propagation. So who will transfer this? The surface of the earth will act like this. So here, as we know, the surface of the earth is a curvature. No, it is not like something straight line. So we'll show the curvature. So the transmitting station, I'll just show like this, like just some tower, everything. So there's a practice. So you just write TX. What do you mean by that? It's a transmitting station. These are symbols what we use here. It will generate. Now, what is the thing that one? The wave which is generated, I'll see that the electric field vector will be directed normal to the surface of the earth. So what is this? What we have, this is okay, no? So this is something like a surface of the earth. So now the transmitting station will see that the electric field vector will be the EM wave will be generated such that the E bar will be perpendicular to this one. And how B bar? B bar will be directed perpendicular tangential to the surface. Now the wave will propagate in what direction? Along the surface of the earth. So as it propagates, then as it propagates, its E bar vector magnitude keeps on decreases. And let my receiving antenna be here. Receiving station. We use RX, receiving station. So this E bar vector will be directed. So as it propagates, we know the electric field vector, and this will be the atmosphere. So we know the E bar vector should be always directed from higher to lower potential. So here we'll get a induced charge. As the wave propagates, the induced charge will also propagate. Or shall we put like some current I is flowing. So this will be the direction of propagation, the wave. And B bar vector, I think it'll be a little bit difficult, or else I'll show B bar like a dot out of the plane or into the anything it will be. The wave will propagate here. We know the E bar vector will be directed from higher to lower potential. So the surface of the earth will have a positive charge. No. When the wave is here, the induced charge will be here. No? When the wave is, the induced charge is here. When the wave is here, the induced charge will be here. So now as the wave propagates, the induced charge also will propagate. And sir, what about the negative? The negative will be given to the lowermost layer of the atmosphere. Here the negative charge will come. Okay, let's not bother that showing all that one. The lowermost layer will acquire that negative charge. And then, so we know that the induced charge propagates, the rate of flow of charge will constitute current. And this current where it should flow on the surface of the earth. And we know this earth is like a conductor. It's having some good conductivity. If not very high, at least some conductivity will be there because it is made up of some metals here, that composition will be there. So therefore, there'll be some conductivity will be there. And because of that, the current flows. And we know that whenever a current flows, it must be generated. From where that energy should come, the energy of the wave decreases. Are you looking at the amplitude? The amplitude decreases. If amplitude decreases, the intensity decreases. So as the wave propagates, the energy of the wave keeps on decreases. This is what happens here. So at the receiving station, if it's having certain amplitude, so then the receiving station will take this wave. Nothing but here antenna will be there. The antenna will capture these waves, will receive these waves, and given to amplifier will increase the amplitude. Then the signal will be processed further. So now, who is a medium now? The earth is a medium. So let's summarize all the points. So medium, who is a medium or channel? What is like a medium or channel? Who is that? Surface of earth. Surface of the earth is responsible for transmission of ground wave. Or I'll do one thing. This will be again. Surface of earth is responsible transmission of wave. What is EM wave only? When I say wave, it's the EM wave. Or the surface of the earth guides the wave. Guides, okay, all of you? Guides. The earth will see that the wave will move from one point to another point. That they use the word guide in some book. Surface of the earth is responsible for transmission of wave. Fine. And next again, the what will happen the wave? Why do the energy gets decreased here? So again, if you look at the wave what happen when it is moving from one point to another point. So what can be this distributing transmitting distance? It can be 40 kilometer, 50 kilometer, 1,000 kilometer also. I think I was in school. So these are called like a microwave stations. No, we don't have. I think in Hyderabad, there are 7 microwave stations are there. Now they have closed it because we are not using, no longer we are using this one. But I think 1980s till 2000 we were using. After that, we stopped using it. The telephone, what all, everything, no, the communication was this one only. These are called like a microwave station, not microwave oven. Micro stations. So there what happened, that particular transmitting station will radiate the energy as it propagates for almost, I think it is around 100 kilometer or 200, 800. It all depends on power of station. Another station will be there. What this station will do, will receive this energy and will further transmit. Like that what happened, we used to have a global communication. People from America used to communicate. But sir, how come stations from America to Europe, it used to be some other mode of skywave propagation. From the Europe again to the different places of Earth, they used to communicate. Like that, the global communication also it was used to happen. Okay, maximum what happened, the India in India or most of the world, no, they were using this for the telephone. Earlier, the telephone was using this. Later on, open fiber optic cable, satellite came, then we stopped using it. Got this one? So this can be distance some few hundred kilometers to few thousand kilometers the range. So what about the range? Few hundred kilometers to few thousand kilometers. This will be the range here. So next again, after this, what will happen this one? So as suppose say like a Hyderabad to Vijayawada, how much? Around 250 kilometers. So now the transmitting station is in Hyderabad, the receiving station is there in Vijayawada. Then as the wave propagates, I think in between we do come across many towns, villages, lakes, hill, river, agricultural fields. So how that particular different terrain. So shall I say terrain, the surface of the earth, different types of surface of the earth, we call that as terrain. So as the wave encounters different terrains, then what be the behavior of the wave for that? So if you look at the concrete buildings, the concrete buildings, hills, rocky layers, all that one will offer high attenuation to ground wave propagation. So if a signal passes through any, suppose Hyderabad city, definitely what happen, the signal amplitude will decrease a lot because everything well concrete, no, the cities or towns what happen, we have a buildings, no, they'll offer high resistance for the propagation of wave. And because of that, what happen, the energy of the wave will decrease. So offer high attenuation. Okay, attenuation agreed, no, the word, the decrease in amplitude. So whereas what will happen, the lakes, ponds, forest, agricultural fields, green landscapes offer very less attenuation to ground wave propagation. So therefore, when I am transmitting the wave from the transmitter from Hyderabad to Vijayawada, so how the path I should pick up? It should be a straight line. No? Don't think that one. It will zigzag like this. No. So if this is the Vijayawada and this is Hyderabad, you can't do like this. Sir, here, I think we have what? Any town name? Suryapet. Suryapet will be there. So can we do one thing? Can we send a wave like this? Then yes, if you have again in between, if you have in between one more repeater, okay, you can do that one. But if you have only transmitting and receiving station from Hyderabad to This one, if I have pseudoped, then no other problem. That's why what happens, you have to locate somewhere here. But again, the signal should be there. So if you have any tones, no other way. So you have to increase your strength of signal. So therefore, when they connect, when they're using ground wave propagation, they have to see that the less number of towns and the villages should come across that particular line joining the transmitting and receiving stations. Or else what they do is they go for repeater. The repeater they'll place somewhere here. First they'll send signal here, then they'll send here. This called a repeater. What is the duty of it? It should gather signal from Hyderabad station and amplify it, and it should send back here. So some repeaters, they can place it. So this was the planning earlier they used to do. So what is a repeater? So I'm using word repeater. So what's the repeater does? It will collect the ground wave propagation wave, shall put ground wave, propagated wave, amplifies and retransmits. It will not do anything. It will not process it. It will just collect, increase the amplitude and retransmits it. Like this, there's a duty of repeaters. Like that, by using number of repeaters, we can increase the distance between transmitting and receiving station. There's one alternative. Okay, after this will come. What about the range? The range depends on power, frequency of signal, and diffraction effects. So first we'll go for the power, frequency, range, all those things, and then we'll get some better idea. And now if you have the power of a transmitted wave is say like a 100 watt. The frequency is 2 megahertz. Then the range will be 800 kilometers. I think it's not a small thing. You check it. If the same power of a wave is 100 watt and the frequency says some around 25 megahertz, then it will propagate up to only distance of 60 kilometers. Then if power of this is 10 watt, the frequency say like a 2 megahertz, then it will propagate up to say like around 70 kilometers. So therefore, what does it mean? High power will have more range. Are you able to compare? Power 100 watt, frequency 2 megahertz, 2 megahertz. Power 100 watt, frequency 2 megahertz, the range is 800. I mean the distance between transmitting and receiving station. Power is 10 watt, the same frequency 2 megahertz, the range will be 70. So therefore, shall I say the range depends on power? Okay, no, let's compare these two here. Power 100 watt, 100 watt, but the frequency is low, yet it is high. Whatever the range decreases. So for as the frequency of the signal to be transmitted increases, the range decreases. Why we have to give reason why? Because of as you increase frequency, what will happen to wavelength decreases. And what is the surface of the earth? Contains most of the things like a stones, all the sand, all things of small objects here. So the wavelength of the wave, what will happen when it becomes comparable to the size of object what it encounters on the surface of the earth, then the diffraction effect will come. What is the diffraction? Bending of ray of light. So now due to diffraction effect, so what actually happens is like so the wave, it is in fact transmitted. Due to diffraction, the wave starts bending. Amplitude decreases due to attenuation. And finally it will sleep. I think the further propagation will not occur. It's over. So this bending of a ray of light will take place here. So shall I say that range depends on, so the range decreases so at this particular point, once E bar becomes parallel to surface of the earth, no more propagation, finish over. Because how do it will reach? Because somewhere the receiver is here, no? Our receiver is somewhere here. Can it further propagate? How B bar? B bar will be like this. I think it cannot propagate along the receiver, no? Finish over. The wave will die out. So due to diffraction of Toddman, the E bar vector will start bending. Why do this? I think property of diffraction, no? Bending of ray of light encounter sharp edges. Why do that sharp edges? Here, this one. What all we have? The surface of the will it be smooth? Nothing. No, it contains sand, rocks, everything. So many things. No, hard substance. And if the dimensions of that hard substance becomes equal to the wavelength of the wave, then diffraction phenomenon will be noticed. Yesterday's discussion. When the size of slate becomes comparable to that of the incident wave, we see diffraction. When the size of slate is more than that, no diffraction effect. The similar thing here. Okay, this is about the thing different. So what one more diagram. So it is like a what about the wavefront? How the wavefront will be? So sometimes possibility of testing wavefront also they may ask you. If the wave propagates, I think the wavefront will be because how the wave will propagate in this direction. E bar vector, I'm not showing it. E bar vector. E bar vector, you have to show that one. I'm talking in terms of wavefront here. So what is this? This will be wavefront. So who will guide the surface of the earth and the lowest layer of atmosphere will guide that particular wave. Okay, here in terms of E bar vector, I'm showing this will be in terms of wavefront here. Okay, fine. This is, I think, some just story, no, nothing big. You don't have to do any research here. Okay, this is about the ground wave propagation. Okay, next we'll go for line of sight propagation. Line of sight or space wave propagation. And next type of, we'll see that what benefits we'll get in this type of propagation. I'll have water. Okay, if you want, you can wave it. I'll have water. Now, this called like a line of sight of propagation. Now, what is the how is the Earth flat or spherical? I think now at this particular stage, definitely we go for spherical. So if you look at the origin, first we'll through diagrams we'll analyze here. I have antenna. I kept an antenna. Directly what meant this transmitting antenna should able to see the receiving antenna. And this is a receiving antenna. TX will write it, RX. Agree this will be, so now this will be the DT, distance covered by the transmitting antenna coverage, and this will be DR. Directly in this particular type of propagation, the transmitting antenna should able to see the receiving antenna. Able to see means you should draw a line. Don't again take like this. I'll stand here, sir. Then I'll ask my friend. Then we'll say, hello, how are you? No, not like that. You can't be visible. What is the distance? This can be up to say like a 40, 50, 60, or even 100 kilometers. It all depends on height of the antenna. So this is the height. This is the height of the receiving antenna. And this everything will become range. Range means don't take along the surface of the earth, you have to measure range or distance. So this coverage, what happened, it can go up to even few 100 kilometers. This one. So this called a line of sight. What do you mean line of sight? That if the transmitting antenna should be able to see the receiving antenna, means if you draw a line, it should be able to see each other. The meaning of that one. So look at this. So shall we call this is the origin? I know this surface of the earth. Here I'll start calling it as origin. We will put limit for this, the origin of the earth. How it is possible? The same diagram. Okay, if you look at the next set. Yeah, we'll go for it. Okay, let me bring another antenna. Okay, there's a transmitting antenna 1, TX1, this is TX2. Is there any communication between TX1 and RX? Is there? Is there communication between TX1 and TX2? There's no communication. So what is the range of this? The range of this will come only till here. I'll remove this. This may not be needed now. So what is the range of this? The range of this will come till here. Till P1, what happened? The signals will reach. I'll remove that origin word. Yeah. Now you see that one. Till where I'll receive the signal? Till P2. What about this? Till P1. Now what about the station 2 and receiver? They are unable to communicate. Tell me who is blocking this origin? Who is putting the limit? Who is putting the limit on the range? Shall I say origin? So how to increase the range? Shall I go for antenna? You look at the antenna, H1 and H2, HT1 and HT2 antenna. So the one which is having more height, what pen, it will have more range, no? So therefore, the limitation from where it is coming due to the origin. Due to the origin of the earth, can we ask the earth to change its shape? Not possible. So no communication between TX2 and RX. Communication is there, communication occurs between. So shall we put like we will put the restriction on the range. So the range, let's say, depends on the origin of the earth and also the height of the antenna. That's all. I'll just conclude this topic in this way. No communication between TX2 and RX, and communication occurs between this one. So therefore of all, so now to have the communication between the station 1 and between station 2 and receiver, what we should do, I should increase the height of the antenna. So therefore, shall I say the range depends on height of antenna. So I need now expression for the height of the antenna. And now it can happen like this also. It can happen. There are two stations. Okay, we have designed it. So initially, no, like they struggled a lot. I'm telling this one. The Western science, they have struggled a lot to come till here. Now, what about these two stations? Are they communicating? So what is the maximum distance? It is still here, no? DT. And what about here? This is DR. So what all signals transmitted by this transmitting station, are they able to reach the receiving? Nothing, finish all. No communication between TX and RX here for this diagram. So who is putting the limit? The origin of the earth. So therefore, shall I say that the shape of the earth is what is the biggest problem. So I do overcome this by proper designing of that. So I'm interested that range. I'm just bothered about the range. This particular the range of this depends on what, like something at DT and DS. So what is the total range? DT plus DR. That particular range depends on what is what I'll give the expression. Then I'll check that what range of signals I can use this for communication. What are the ranges? Okay, I think I'll have to communicate, no? So shall I say that what range of frequencies? Anything? Frequency should be less than 3 megahertz. Okay, we don't have exact boundary, say around 3 megahertz. So the ground wave propagation, what frequencies it will support? 3 megahertz, less than 3 megahertz. Anything more than that, the diffraction effects will come into picture and also attenuation. Diffraction effect, and also there'll be more losses, higher frequency. So the ground wave supports the EM wave of frequency less than 3 megahertz. Okay, now let's come for line of sight. So definitely I'm interested, this range depends on what? Okay, let's take some geometry here. So this is surface of the earth. Let's derive here. Antenna is needed, no? Yeah. Okay, there's an antenna. So it will radiate. So there's a center of the earth. We'll take O. Let this be A. This be P. Radius of the earth R. There's the height of the antenna. Height of the tower it is. Huh? The height of the antenna, everything. Okay, this one. This height of the tower. So high, greater the tower, more the range that one. So this distance, let it be equal to D. And even this distance also equal to, let it be D. It's not, I think it's a arc, this one. So we have a triangle here. So what is HT? Height of the tower it is. Huh? So don't get confused with other thing, that one. Okay, let's look at the mathematics. OA square, this will become right angle triangle. We'll derive that expression here. OA square, right angle triangle, what we have? AP square plus OP square. What is OA square? Radius of the earth plus height of the tower. And what is AP? D square. And what is OP? This is R square. So this I'll expand it. R square HT square 2R HT. R square gets eliminated. R square get eliminated. So the next expression what we get is HT square 2R HT equal to D square. Now what is HT will be very much less compared to our radius. So as HT will be very much less than, what is the height of the tower? 100 kilometer. Mobile tower, all of you able to see mobile tower? 100 kilometer, 10 kilometer, 1 kilometer, at the most maximum 100 meter. No? What is the radius of the earth? 6,400 kilometers. So height of the tower will be very much less than radius. So even HT square when it compared to 2R HT will be very small. So therefore the expression will become okay. Now you look at this one. The range, the distance up to which the signal can propagate will be 2R HT. So why I'm putting that distance up to which can this point, can it receive the waves emitted by this antenna? Not possible. No, the ground will not permit the waves to propagate, to pass through it. Please, all of you, don't draw a line, sir. Why can't, I don't know, like students nowadays, sir, why can't the waves reach like this? Can they pass through? Can they penetrate through the earth? If they can penetrate through the earth, then no need of all this discussion. No? So at the most different, they cannot reach here. We are discussing line of sight of propagation. Directly the wave from point A should reach Q, not possible. I think there's a 3D diagram, not a circle. This is the earth. Got the idea? Planet Earth, that one. So therefore now we have some sort of the thing. So shall we, in fact, how it will be, so some sort of circle, no, will come within that particular, like a circular boundary. If you are there, as you are going to receive signal emitted by that particular antenna. So I'll project this in the form of a plane diagram. If there's an antenna, no, if there's an antenna, I'll draw a circle. So this is the height of the antenna. Then this will be the distance D. And what is the D? D is equal to what? 2RHT. The height of the tower will determine to what extent the signal will receive. Suppose if you are standing here, so which person will receive signals? This is like a mobile tower. You don't receive, so the person 1, 2, and 3. Person 1 and 2 will receive signal emitted by
1 and 3, sir.
1 and, okay, I'll do one thing. 2, I'll write it. Person 1 and 2 will receive signal emitted by tower. This is emitted by tower. Is what antenna will be. Antenna will be very small. I think am I right? What about 3? Person 3 will not receive signal emitted by tower. Any reason for that? Is out of that particular range. So like this will happen. What the range up to which the signals can be received, it depends upon this particular diagram. So suppose say if you have this one, usually what is the height of tower? Will be some 40, 50 meter. What is the height of antenna? Will be very small, 1 meter, 2 meter, like that. I don't know, some books they're given question like this. Huh? This antenna. this antenna, and is telling what be the range of this one. It's telling height of the tower, this one, and height of the antenna. So let me write H1, H2. Again, the formula will get disturbed. So this part is antenna. This is a tower. So then what is the expression? The expression will become D is equal to, how much it is? 2R H1 plus H2. Usually what is height of tower will be 50, 60 meter, and height of antenna will be 1 or 2 meter. We can't construct such a antenna of that one, will be very costly. Antenna should be designed properly, shape everything, that one. So I don't know, the question came like this, 20 meter antenna and 30 meter tower. Okay, on paper, okay, but practically if you go and know, we'll never get anywhere in the world of that kind. So I don't want to give wrong information, but since it's coming in weekend exams here and there, no, so just to improve your marks I'm giving. Actually, I should not teach like this. I should not be there. Nowhere in the books world, if you look at any electronic communication books, no, height of antenna should not come into picture. Finish. Nobody will construct such a huge antenna. The height of the tower matters here. This one, the 3 will. So any person who is receiving within this, like a circle of radius D, they're going to receive the signal. So this is a reception area. This is a non-reception area. Non-reception, we don't receive signals. Like that. Surrounding this. So you have to be in that circle. That's what it's telling. So like that, I think now we know surface of the earth. We know surface of the earth, and I'll give the some towers. So like that happened by going for different, like a transmit, like a towers of certain height. No, we can cover the entire surface of the earth. I think that's what we are doing in mobile communication. In mobile communication, what we do, I'll map the Hyderabad. Then, so I know the height of the antenna, what I'm using. So I'll calculate the D. So total Hyderabad area is, say, let's say like around 400 square kilometer. I think 500 square kilometer, and each antenna will cover so how much? 50 kilometer. So the surface area, so 50 square kilometer. Then how many antennas needed? How many mobile towers? 10 mobile towers are needed. Suppose the total Hyderabad is having 500 square kilometer. It will not be exact perfect circle. So this is 500 square kilometer. Each antenna, if it provides 50 square kilometer, I think 10 antennas are sufficient, no, to provide. Like this, you can see the towers at several places. I think, okay, one more antenna. Like this, 10 antennas will do sufficient coverage. Suppose say you are here, where signal weak, signal weak, signal weak. Maybe you are away from antenna. You are away from antenna. The method of, even where do we use this communication? In the mobiles, television, even in FM, we use different only. What is the range? What is the frequency range? Okay, let's go for frequency range. Directly what happened from the transmitting and receiving station. Receiving station, who is receiving station? The person's mobile only. That's why I do person. I didn't draw the receiving station. So initially I just shown it. So here, come back here. What should be the distance? S should be equal to 2 times of 2R HT plus 2R HH, no? The total distance between transmitting and receiving station should be, what happened? It depends upon the height of the transmitting as well as receiving tower. When you are communicating between the two stations, but basically this is used for communication like this. So what is the height of the person compared to radius or negligible? Then definitely the D depends only on HT. So you can ask questions, the person one is the receiver, why the height of the person will not come? Height of the person compared to radius of negligible, no? So is it justified writing D only to R HT? What is the frequency range? Anything greater than 40 megahertz. We will just summarize. Frequency, anything greater than 40 megahertz. All use applications. Applications, FM band, mobiles. I'll just write only mobile. Mobile communication it is. Okay, I'll put it. Television, TV transmission. Okay, all this what we use. This particular thing, that one. So now the maximum range depends on what? Range, shall I say, depends on tower and origin of Earth. The shape of the Earth is what matters here, no? Okay, now one more thing, that one. If we have population density, number of receivers, suppose like I'll go for population density. We'll introduce here only this idea. Population density, I'll write ND. Nothing but mobile users, number of mobile users. Then like a population density, number of users per unit area, it is. How you define that one? So number of receivers means number of receivers, n it is. So this should be equal to pi d square into ND. Number of like a mobiles per unit area, that's called like a population density. So number of receivers is equal to area into population density will give the number of users. That one. So usually what happens if you see before launching any telecommunication mobiles, that one, what they do, they come and do survey in that area, how many mobile users are there. Okay, calculate. Then they'll go for population density. They know number of users and the population. From that, what they'll estimate what should be the range. Once you know D, then what you can do, you can go for the height of the antenna. So what is the height of the antenna now? Or height of the tower. So what is the height of the tower equal to? D square by 2R. So like this, based on the population density, what will happen? It has to be researched. So now bring that D square, eliminate D square. We'll get expression for D square is what? We can write it as N pi population density. I think I'll write, let it be this simple. 2 pi R. So what should be the height of the tower needed? Given by this particular thing. D square I'll replace like height of the tower. No? In place of D square, I'll write it like N pi by ND, that one. So what should be the height of the tower? The number of receivers, population density, and this particular. Like this, we'll use this particular formula. Or else I think, okay, this is not needed. It will give other way. So what should be the height of the tower needed? It all depends upon these conditions. Okay, fine, that one. So we'll calculate population density is very important. Population density means not human population, the receivers. That's why I wrote it here. Number of receivers equal to number into pi d square. So population means here mobiles are better. Because this you will understand very easily. That's why I wrote mobiles. Okay, this is about the, it's also called as, you see the name, space wave. Don't think that space wave means something like a outside atmosphere. This will be very confusion for students, space wave. Okay, the last one, the sky wave propagation. I will take help of the ionosphere layer of the earth for the communication to take place here. Okay, this is the ground or the surface of the earth. There is a transmitting station. It will project a signal towards an ionosphere and it will be received Okay, we'll do one thing, time being. So this ionosphere layer, I'll show it like this. This is the surface of the earth. Transmitting, and there's a receiving station or anything you can put it, receiving end. Receiver, I'll write it. It can be some tower or some mobile or some radio station, anything it can be. Don't say mobile, it can be some any receiving radio station, radio set. Now, what about the sky ionosphere? So what is the height at which it will extend? So it will extend from 60 kilometers to 60 to 350, roughly around 350. So to what height this particular layer, it will be from 60 to 350 kilometers for the ionosphere layer will be present here. This layer will have the C, D, E, F1 and F2. Again, this ionosphere is broken up into the layers like this. For the layers, what happen, I'll give the name. The layers, I'll give the name, that one. So I'm going to use that one. So how it is possible? And this is EM wave, no? So shall we go for the wave properties? So go back to the, this one, refraction at plane surface. And if a wave passes through a variable refractive index, what will happen to the wave? What will happen to the ray? The ray will bend. So for the ray, you just recollect. And now I'll send the wave. For it to bend, what is needed? No, go back to the optics. There's a ray, I'm sending it here. Now it should bend away from normal. So what should be the requirement? The requirement should be such that it should move from denser to rarer. It'll bend like this. So then it will bend like this. Then if it undergoes here inside, say like some TIR, okay, there's an ionosphere. Inside the ionosphere layer, this is what happens here. And the different layers will have different refractive index. So you can write it mu1, mu2. Okay, fine. So the bending property of light, so like when a ray moves from one medium to another medium due to change in refractive index, the ray can propagate like this. No? And this EM wave is nothing but even the EM wave, just now we have concluded earlier chapter, like it will exhibit the refraction, reflection, diffraction, interference, all properties. From where the variable refractance will come, the ionosphere layers, the different layers will have different densities. From where the different densities will come, how that ionosphere, when the sun rays pass through that particular layer, the gases there get ionized. And it is mostly made up of the electrons. And the density of electrons will determine what should be the refractive index of the different layers here. I think if you refer our integrated book, they're given all the densities. If you want to just have a look here, the different layers will have the different density. Because of different density, they are going to have different refractive index. I'll just write only equation. The refractive index, and n will use symbol. We'll use symbol n, because mu, what happened, we go for permeability, all that particular thing. So this should be equal to epsilon naught mu naught omega is the frequency of the incoming wave. N is electron density. M is mass of electron. And what about omega? Omega is frequency of reflected wave or frequency of incident wave. Incident EM wave. Okay, I agree with this. So there's a formula, or you can go for binomial expansion and you can make it little bit very simple. 1 by 2, or just keep it like this. Huh? So there's a refractive index, Ri of layers. The different layers, they will have different electron density. And because of that, the refractive index will be different here. And as the ray is projected towards it, it's going to bend it. So there's one major property of this particular thing. And if you look at this N naught, what is N naught? What is N naught? N naught should be equal to refractive index N naught, that one. And this first, what happened, this N dash will be less than N naught. Refractive index of ionosphere will be less than the refractive index of free space here. So what is N naught? What we should call Ri of free space. So from where I brought it, you can go back to the velocity of a ray of light in any medium, V equal to C by mu refractive index. I think, can you remember these formulas? What is mu? Mu is a refractive index, better say like a N. Then according to what is the speed of EM wave in any medium? I think you're going to write like this, no? Mu into epsilon. So shall we put refractive index, this formula? And for a transparent, for a glass medium, mu will be mu naught epsilon R into epsilon naught. Like this, the refractive index you can correlate. I'll write it in order, because again, this will help you a lot in some EM waves. They may ask you to calculate the refractive index of a medium. So we know that speed of a light in any medium is given by this formula. Then speed of light in any medium is given by mu epsilon. For the glass, mu will be mu naught. This will be epsilon R, epsilon naught. So mu naught, epsilon naught, epsilon R. So what you can write, root of 1 by mu. So this should be equal to C is 1 by root, no? So this will become C. So like this, the refractive index will be related to the permittivity of medium by this particular formula. For glass, it will be, for most of the glasses, mu naught will be 1. Non-magnetic medium, no? It will be mu naught will be, so mu R will be 1. material or medium. Okay, I agree this. So let's not, let's come to our RI of layers. Okay, this is a thing. So what can be this distance? This can go up to several thousand kilometers. Very large range. Okay, this one. So when I'm launching it, I can even launch in such a way. Okay, now, if I just change the launching angle, I mean the same incident wave only, I'll just see that let it be launched in different angles. So as I launch it in using different angles, so the reception area will increase, not like only one user. So we can go for multiple users here. So here the same signal will be launched like this. Okay, look at the views here. So the different views. So this will be, so the reception area will be very large. So this area, if you go for practically, it may cover up to South India, total South India it can come. So this itself will go for 1,000 kilometers. Reception area, we will call it. Reception region. The reception region itself. So one transmitting station will go for that one. I think the British Broadcasting Station will agree this. I think it called like a Ceylon station we call, no? That one. So they're being in Europe, what pen from Britain, what pen they used to transmit the radio signals throughout the world. How they were able to use the ionosphere layer, and this distance is how much this will be put around 300 kilometers. So the BBC earlier, the information what pen we used to have using BBC, the total world. Just you have to listen to radio, you have to get the information of the total world. Till I think 1990, anything what happened America, Europe, through BBC only we used to come. So what they should do, so the transmit BBC station which is there in the London or some particular thing there, so they used to just send the same signals at a different angles, the same signals at different angles. Then open the reception area, it used to come like this, very large, 1,000 kilometers. Line of sight not like that, only few 10 kilometers or 30, 40. Ground wave propagation not like that. So this is the advantage of this one. That's why for British broadcasting, for earlier, no, the radio communication they used to use. Even now the DTH, we use the same method. Direct to ohm, no, we use the same method. Okay, getting the idea, no? So this is about the basic ionosphere propagation. What is the biggest problem? Is like, what is the range? How do they reflect? What are the conditions? So first, what will happen? For any frequencies, it can send the waves. So the definite the answer is no. So let me go for one more. There's a surface of the earth. Now, what are the range of frequencies that this particular communication mode will set up, will supply? So if I send a, let me send a, I'm just giving explanation. So this will be the, if it is less than 2 megas, it will be absorbed, the frequency of this 2 megas. So what about this is ray 1? What about ray 2? Ray 2 is what? The greater than 40 megas. And what about this frequency? Lies between 40 megas to put 3 megas. We don't have exact boundary. If the frequency of the wave which is incident at ionosphere, if it is greater than 40 megas, what happens? They will penetrate through it. And with less than 2 megas will be absorbed. So the ray 1, this will be absorbed. This is absorbed. They will penetrate. And this will be reflected. Okay, there's a range of frequencies. All frequencies will not support, no, only those frequencies which will be between 3 megas to 40 megas will be supported by the ionosphere propagation, that one. So what that ionosphere layer, shall I say, it will just act like a reflector, nothing to do. It will bend the rays. So what is the duty of ionosphere? So what it does? It bends the rays. So first, and if you see that one, like that, if I keep on send, so what is the biggest problem is like the first skip distance will go for it. I think I'll give one more diagram. I think how much it can bend, I think there's some limit, no, it cannot bend very much. So here, I need one more diagram. So if I transmit the rays, so there is some bending will limit will come, no? So if I send like this, like this, I can keep on. So the further bending not possible. So this particular thing will become skip distance. So where the reception area is this one, receiving area. So what do you mean by skip distance? So it is a distance from the transmitter to a point where the ionosphere reflected waves will not be received. I think there's a simplest definition, or the diagram itself will speak here. The smallest distance from a transmitter. So we'll define the terms now. The smallest distance from transmitter measured along the Earth's surface to the point of measured along the point of surface where the sky waves returns to the Earth's surface. Okay, we'll define like this. This is smallest distance. So less than this, skip distance. The skip itself says that no reception of the signals here. So this will be of order how much? 52. So this will be from 50 to around it. It can come even 100 kilometers. So what to do? I'll go for ground wave propagation. I'll put one more transmitter using ground wave. I'll cover this particular thing. But this is something receiving area. It can go up to several thousand kilometers. That's what advantage. The 50 kilometer which I missed it, I'll cover by ground wave propagation. Okay, the skip distance. Coverage can be done by ground wave propagation. Okay, there's a note. So that I can cover everything from transmitter to the last till receiving end. So there's the one first term we have introduced. So next again, I'll bring critical frequency. A small definitions are there. We'll finish off that one. The highest frequency of radio wave which when sent normally towards the given layer these are definitions, possibility of asking, that's why I'm just trying to put it in order. It gets reflected from ionosphere. So this depends on what? 9 into the electron density, the maximum electron density. So if the frequency is less than this, what will happen? Highest frequency. If it is greater than this, what will not be reflected. Less than this, S will be reflected. So shall we say critical is that highest frequency of the radio wave when sent straight normally towards the given layer of ionosphere gets reflected from ionosphere and returns to the earth. This one. So next, maximum usable frequency. Last one more term. MUF, that one. Highest frequency of radio wave which when sent at an angle at a certain angle at I think, yeah, certain angle towards the given layer. Towards the given layer then gets reflected and returns to the earth. Okay, no. So this what? What is the meaning of this? So this, how do we express? This is given by MUF equal to FC by cos theta. What is theta? It is the angle between the normal and the incident ray, where at that given layer. So again, this diagrams are not there. You'll find very difficult to what is the meaning of this, and I'll just give small help. So this is the surface of the earth, ionosphere. So this is the normal, we'll take it. So here is what I'm going to send a ray. And gets reflected. So this is the angle of incidence theta. So then critical, this mu of the what is the critical frequency for this layer? I know it. At what angle theta it is incident, I'll come from cos theta. I know at what height this layer is located. Okay, clear this one? I know what height. From that, what happen? I'll calculate the range. Are you getting now? These are the types of numericals what you have in the book. Find the range if that particular angle of incidence. Where is theta? Theta is not launching angle. Theta is not launching angle here. Theta is the angle at which the ray is incident at a given layer. So you pick up this particular layer, theta height, and you have to pick up which layer you are picking up. There, what happens, you should know what is the critical frequency of this. So then you have to ask questions. So why you are saying that you have to choose a layer? The critical frequency depends on what? Depends on electron density. And the electron density depends on what? Time. Because during night, there won't be like if you're using that layer during daytime, there'll be sunlight and the electron density will change. During night, the electron density will change. So the given layer, what happen, will not have same density at all time. Even the density of that given layer will vary with the time. So based on the time, what will happen, we are going to pick up a layer. Suppose this having one density, the same density after 3 hours the same layer will not have same density after some 3 hours. So therefore what happens, we have to pick up a layers for different intervals of time. During daytime, usually what happens, we'll break up this for every 2 hours. If you see the radio transmission, what we do know, for every 2 hours, what happens, the time slot will be made and that particular layers will be picked up, because I want select a critical frequency or usable. This is very important. So which layer you are going to pick up and at what angle you are making that to incident, that will determine this maximum usable frequency. And the different layers will have different density at different instants of time, at different height at different instants of time. So during night, one layer will be picked up. During daytime, again, the same layer will not be picked up. Some other layer will be picked up here. And this height matters. Greater the height, what happens, the range will increase. So like that, based on the application tool where it has to be transmitted, no, the height we are going to choose. And what frequency I should pick up and at what angle the ray will go and incident on that layer. That also matters a lot here. Because here, when it is bending, this is what, that theta. Because this theta is not launching again. I don't know, some books they're given theta here. Totally concept wrong it will become. With respect to, so this will be the boundary, no, and this will become normal. The angle made by the incident at a given layer with the normal with respect to given layer will become theta. So that will determine maximum usable frequency. Critical frequency depends upon the layer, which layer you are picking up at that instant of time. Able to understand? I think now, if you know H, if you know theta, can you bring the range? I think from the geometry. So what we can write, tan theta equal to d by 2 by h or d by 2h. So this theta again, you can calculate from here. So what frequency you are going to pick up, which layer you picked up, you'll get the theta. The theta will come here. Actually, the theta is in our control. Don't think that MUF, that one. The launching angle is very different. So you should orient your antenna in such a way that theta should come that much here. So therefore, this frequency I'll pick up based on this particular thing. What is the D? D will become no range. At what distance the rays will go and strike here. So there's a reflected wave. There's the incident wave. There's the ionosphere. I think just it's like a story, nothing big for you. Huh? Okay, you can, in NCERT book, there are no diagrams. Yes, given expression, there are no much diagrams. I think if you look at the integrated book, okay, there are some sufficient here and there some good diagrams are there. Of all, this is very important. Not one receiver. Whatever the receiving area, this will go to up to several thousand kilometers and thousands of receivers will be there. So what I do at the transmitting station, I'm going to have the incident wave only. I'm going to transmit a different orientation so that I can have a large reception area. There's a key idea of this one. And these things are very important. Any good questions can be asked. So fine. Okay, tomorrow I'll start the modulation one. It's a pure mathematical one. Okay, thank you all of you.